Hey Ross, this is Matt Schmitt. I'm CEO and co-founder of Structure Climate, speaking to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I was so inspired by your recent episode with Emily when you touched on poetry and started talking about poems that meant a lot to you, that I wanted to share a reading of a poem with you and your audience, and also then share some of what it means to me. And so today I will be reading If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. So the two parts that I want to touch on are triumph and disaster, and then the unforgiving minute. Triumph and disaster. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. The idea of triumph and disaster both as impostors, I think, is so rich and real and also uncomfortable, but often what we face. Nothing is ever as good as it seems. Nothing is ever as bad as it seems. To Kipling's credit, both triumph and disaster are capitalized, which I think actually adds to the feel of them being an imposter. Meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters. Treat here is another word that I love because, I mean, yes, there is the basic, treat people how you want to be treated. And yet there's also the use of treat as negotiation or to sign a treaty, with the idea that like there is a long-term component to it. This, you are treating with triumph and disaster. And yes, they are imposters, and yes, you should treat them just the same. And if you can do that, well then so much the better. And then the second part, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. This idea of the unforgiving minute, the minute that is 60 seconds, it does not care whether you think it is 60 seconds or not. The minute is 60 seconds. And the question is, can you fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds distance run? I think that we have a tendency when we look around to see the land and to see the maps that we use to navigate that land. And the land could be physical, the land could be social, the land could be, social or spiritual or cultural. And our maps, likewise, do their best to portray what the map maker thought was important to portray about the land. And yet, if the map and the ground disagree, the map is wrong. It's not a negotiation between the map and the ground. The map doesn't get a chance to treat with the ground. The unforgiving minute is the unforgiving minute. And if you can fill that unforgiving minute with 60 seconds distance run, then the world will be yours and everything in it. And what's more, you'll be a man, my son. I do want to acknowledge that there are a lot of gender-coded references throughout this poem, it being maybe 100 years old or so. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Ross, I really appreciate the opportunity to use your platform, your audience, your listeners as a chance to have this kind of dialogue. I think that this sort of thing is important, even if it's difficult to measure. And yet I try to keep in mind that we often think what we measure is important, not because it's important, but because we can measure it. And so even if it's hard to describe exactly how reading poetry and sharing thoughts about poetry ties into carbon removal, to me, Ross, I have to say it feels good. It feels right. And so it is my pleasure to contribute this to the show. Once again, this has been Matt Schmitt, CEO and co-founder of Structure Climate, calling in from Minneapolis and sharing If by Rudyard Kipling. See you all out there.